Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, friends. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Great place to get a Yamaha golf cart or something fun for the kids. One of those little motorcycle deals, scooter maybe. Holy cow, you name it, they've got it all at Impact Power Sports in Rockford, Michigan. Online at impactpowersportsmi.com. I open up the show on the video live stream with the picture of Michigan football coach, former Michigan football coach, Sherrone Moore, next to the mistress, the other woman, in this debacle that has unfolded. Yesterday, at the start of the day, Sherrone Moore was the football coach from Michigan. And by the end of the day, he was in jail. My God. And it all started to unfold right at the end. That's Sherrone's wife, by the way, Mrs. Moore, who's just absolute smoke show. And Moore, this is the mistress here, Paige Shriver, who worked in the football office. Now, some of what I say is going to be conjecture, but this is what we know. Started the day, football coach. Team fired him right at the end of our Patreon. That's when the news came out. I almost did an emergency episode just to announce the firing. Why? I didn't know why he was fired. It was a few weeks ago on the show that I forgot how it came up, but this sort of drama was being tossed around recklessly on various sites, and then we kind of just forgot about it. But apparently there was more to it than what we thought, because this now happened. So the school, it's against the rules to have a relationship like this, a senior subordinate, all that. Places kind of frown upon that. So at first the school didn't have any evidence, but then they got some information that proved that Moore was this was his mistress, and so that was it. Got fired. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill scandal. First off, they said that he got her pregnant, and I don't know. That's speculative. Speculative. I don't think that anybody knows for sure. A couple things in the speculation. It's like sources say, my sources say, things like that. So I don't want to get in the weeds with that yet. The facts are this. Woke up, head coach. By yesterday afternoon, not head coach. End of the day, in jail. What could have happened? Holy shit. What an absolute bombshell. I thought that there was a chance that he was getting fired just over, the team wasn't that great when I first saw that he had been fired. Everybody's indicting him. I don't know. We don't have his side of the story, but something went haywire. Sherrone's got kids too, some young kids, and who knows what's going to happen with Mrs. Moore. But That's the thing. If you're Sherrone, you're in trouble on so many levels here. All right? All in one day. Think about this. You lost your job, your affair was exposed, and you're in jail. Joe Martinez, right away, people are like, where's Joe Martinez? Dumb shit got out in front of it, and he said, I won't be able to comment today because I'm in an area that doesn't have reception. Now, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I believe he's just ducking us. Not that, to me, this isn't really a indictment of the program at all. So, I mean, to me, it's a bigger thing to make fun of that they fucked up against Ohio State or they got slaughtered by USC. Tyler said, it's always crazy to me how men will ruin their lives for some strange, well, men and women, people in general. This affair is costing Sherrone more deeply. Millions of dollars, his reputation, nearly his life. As it turns out, when this was exposed and he was fired, from what I'm understanding, and this is speculating, Moore threatened to kill himself, and he actually went to the mistress's residence, broke in, had a knife, and threatened to kill himself, all while threatening her. Cole says, what was the arrest for? This is a developing story, and the police are kind of being hush-hush about it, but I think that they have to basically say what the hell this guy was arrested for. Let's see. Jailed in 39-year-old listed as an inmate in the Washtenaw County Jail as of 10 p.m. Wednesday. Initially detained by police in another community for investigation into potential charges. He was involved in alleged assault shortly after 4 p.m., according to authorities. Cops released a statement saying the suspect was taken into custody following the incident, but declined to name Moore as the culprit. At this time, the investigation is ongoing, given the nature of the allegations. We need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and its current status at this time. We are prohibited from releasing details. Michigan found the credible evidence that Sherrone Moore, married with 3 daughters, engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, a clear violation of university policy. Let's see. What was Moore arrested for? Suspect in alleged assault, it still says, according to ESPN. So it's too big of a story for information to come trickling in, but it appears to be trickling in. All we know is that this was a cataclysmic implosion. But what's interesting is I don't think yet that, I mean, this is bad. Okay? This is really, really bad. But you have to compare it to Michigan State's Mel Tucker, a.k.a. Mel Tugger. Red Bull Brain Chris says he's mentally imbalanced. Remember when he broke down crying and swearing on TV when Coach Harbaugh was suspended? I like how we have to spell Harbaugh, Harbaw. There's a lot of terrible comments. Badger says that vagina must have been top cut. Oh my God, it's a horrible comment. there's been some other terrible comments that I've seen. Let's see. Joe Martinez. I sent the picture of the mistress. And moron, I don't even want to say what he said, but he wrote, she probably likes it in the ass. It's like, Jesus Christ. My God. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I get how this happens. I understand how this happens. Matter of the heart. You just don't think straight. It's crazy. Fuck. Holy shit. It's just a how quickly it falls apart for folks. Some other dude's going to coach a team in the Home Depot Buttfuck Bowl. Rebecca says, I love that you start the show with the asshole of the day. You know, honestly, if he got busted for cheating on his wife, you know, that happens all the damn time. I'm not justifying it. I'm just like, oh my God, that's not great. You're going to pay for that. But the fact that it happened with an insubordinate and now it's costing you millions of dollars. Wow. It's the fall from grace. That is the story. And I can't figure out what the biggest part of the punishment is going to be. Legally, job, credibility, financially, and then Mrs. Moore is going to kick his ass. Tyler says, I'm on the fence, but I feel like sexually harassing a woman who was there solely to teach the team to not sexually harass, assault women is the worst of the two. I agree 100%. Rebecca says it's the extreme temper tantrum he threw after getting caught. There is one that's going around. It is been seen by many people. My friend, whose dad is a donor, said Sherrone is currently going crazy. Apparently, Sherrone is in protective custody, threatened to kill himself to his wife, left his house, went to the staffer, and held knife to his own throat, said, I'm gonna KMS, but you first, then intercepted at church by police because his wife has his location. So that's quite dramatic. I'm going to KMS, but you first. All right, so there you go. And the comment underneath this situation has gotten exponentially wilder. So now that might change your thinking if you have to weigh Mel Tugger, Sherrone Moore, and this. The fact that, I mean, if that's true, you might have to, I mean, he's threatening to unalive someone. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, wife already had location service on his phone. She knew something was up. Tyler says, if a guy cheats on his wife in such an idiotic fashion, he deserves to be taken to the cleaners. Yeah, this is messy, no doubt. Bread Bull Brain Chris, you would think after seeing how much money, etc., that it cost Mel Tugger, he would have had a second thought. Yeah, Mel Tucker, what was weird about that one was, well, the whole thing was weird, but the fact that he's talking to a woman who has been a sexual assault victim, and she made it her livelihood to speak to folks like an athletic team about making appropriate decisions and how you can ruin people's lives through sexual assault. And she's on the phone with Tucker. And he starts beating his meat on the phone. And she can hear, like, dick slapping sounds and him groaning. Tyler says Tugger takes the prize for worst initial incident. Sherrone takes it for worst reaction to incident. All right, I can live with that. What if these two did like a podcast together? Tucker and Sherrone, or like a top-rated sports talk morning show. Tucker and Sherrone in the morning. Badger says the chick's hot, but not worth millions. I also saw a statistic that somebody was able to access that shows the amount of salary, because I guess that's all public information, that position had been allotted for each year. And like year one as Sherrone Moore's assistant, that job paid $50,000. And then the most recent year, it was like $95,000. Honestly, I think that guy was kind of on the way out anyway. I don't think people were that happy with him because though Michigan won, they also got beat a few times, in some cases badly. I don't think people thought he probably wasn't going to make it anyway. And there's some good coaches that are available. You can get that Brian Kelly guy. That dude made his name at Grand Valley State, Central Michigan, and then he went to Notre Dame and LSU, where he was kind of shitty there. Badger says, Sherrone Moore being fired for cause means no money. Yeah, there's a moral turpitude clause. Okay? So I think that his behavior probably did Michigan a huge favor. They were going to fire this guy eventually if he didn't start to. We had some great players on those teams that he coached, or Michigan. I shouldn't say we. Michigan had some great players, and they were all right. Weren't great. Murder Lover Linda says, as long as they don't hire Nick Saban. Now, they'll probably approach Nick Saban. I'm not sure. Did he hint that he was going to get back into coaching? Boy, what would you do? That is quite a thing, because you hate Michigan, but you love Nick Saban. I'm guessing you would have to root for Michigan. You would. You'd have to become a Michigan fan. Tyler says Michigan's athletic director was the only person who was excited about this situation because it gave him an easy out with Sherrone. All right, I wanted to get my Michigan insider on the phone. That's what Huge calls him. Greg Henson, who claims to know everything there is to know about Michigan football, but I wasn't able to reach him, and I told him to give me a ring, so I'm standing by waiting for that. He has a friend by the name of John U. Bacon, who is a writer who covers the Wolverines quite a bit. So I'm hopeful that I can get him on to discuss this. But this story just blew up. My God. Yesterday was a hockey game in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Grand Rapids Griffins now, the season, they're 22 games into a 72-game season. All right? And they've lost twice. And one of those losses was in a shootout. 0 regulation. I take it. 1 regulation loss. Wait, is it 20 or 21? I forget now. It's the in 90 years of American Hockey League seasons, which is thousands of games. It is the 3rd greatest start in the history of this 90-year-old league. 20 wins, 1 loss, and a shootout loss. They won yesterday 6-4. It wasn't without drama, though. The goalie for the Griffins, I walked into the rink, and they're kicking the soccer ball around, and his name is Sebastian Cosa. And he's all bent over, and he goes, God, I got a cramp. And I go, you got a cramp from doing this, Sebastian? He goes, no, I just got hit in the balls. I guess the soccer ball bashed him right in the stones. I go, Jesus, oh, my God, I'm sorry. Recovered well, though. Hockey team wins big. There was drama, though, as the team is warming up, and I'm sitting there going through my ritual of the things I do. And I hear somebody on the radio down by the bench as the team's warming up say, Dominic Shine, who's the captain of the team, says that the lights aren't bright enough. And so the guy who runs the lights, he goes, I don't know what to tell you. All the lights are on. About 3 minutes later, he skates over to where I am. Now, I know for a fact this guy does not like me. So I'm like, uh-oh, what is this all about? And he starts getting the attention of scorekeeper next to me, or the clock operator. And he's making that same claim that the lights are out. And now I want to scream, what the fuck you want me to do about it? But I just looked forward, and then there's a few more complaints that the lights are out. It's like, it looks the same. I don't know what to tell you. It looks exactly the same as it does every single. Hey, it's Eric Zane, and UncommonGoods.com is a great place to shop for the holidays. I just picked up a Himalayan salt barbecue plank. It's a square, 8 inches by 8 inches, 1.5 inches thick, made of Himalayan salt. You put it on the grill, and your veggies on top of the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Oh my gosh, what a way to season the veggies with the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Just one of the thousands of items for sale for everyone at UncommonGoods.com. I love that when you're shopping for Christmas gifts at UncommonGoods.com, you've got stuff for readers, for nerds, for travelers, for foodies, sports fans, for music lovers. Everything under the sun can be found at UncommonGoods.com. The kids are like, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? And I go, well, just go to UncommonGoods.com and find something that you know I'll like. And you can do the same thing. And I've got a special deal for you. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to UncommonGoods.com/Zane. That's UncommonGoods.com/Zane. You'll get 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary game. And then we learned that Trans-Siberian Orchestra, something happened, and some wires are now crossed from the left over from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra show. And there is so there's dozens of lights, and like I see maybe 2 or 3 are out. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Those lights are out. Okay. And then, so light guy goes, well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's a thing where we have to get on a lift. The goddamn thing goes all the way up to the top. And, whatever. But who knows what the fuck is wrong with it? I don't even know if it's, I don't even know if it's change a light bulb. It might just be a wire cross. Who knows? Who cares? Nick says, can't do shit during the game. You can't work above the crowd. That's the first thing I figured that out on my own. I was like, well, what the fuck? The game starts in 10 minutes. What do you want us to do? Wave our fucking Harry Potter wand and transport ourselves up there and take a look at them while you assholes do your thing down on the ice? Shut up. And I was like, how the hell are they able to tell that it's even darker in any way? It looks the same as it always does. And I was thinking about you, Nick. I go, oh, this is gonna ruin people's night. Okay, that the lights aren't on, I guess. Nick, did you ever find out what the problem was after the fact? He says, I'm sure they play in a bunch of shithole arenas not near as bright as ours. Oh, yeah. So who knows? But it was such a big deal. And then so this has been talked about for 15 minutes. And then I hear a message on my headphones, and guy says, it's somebody from the team. He says, Eric, can you get the ref's attention and explain to this what's going on? Explain to him what's going on, and because the other team isn't aware, and then have him explain it to the other team. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I announce names. What do you want me to do? Hit the button? Excuse me, ref? Ref, can you come here? I go, I'm going to sidestep this one. There's several other, there's league officials in there with me who can easily do this. So I tell this guy, Terry, him to do it. But sure enough, the ref skates over to where I'm at. He goes, hey, we're getting some complaints. And I go, lights. He goes, yeah. I go, talk to him. He skates over, talks to Terry. Oh, my God. This went on and on and on. The same complaint over and over again. Holy shit. All right, Nick, hopefully it's done. It's fixed by Saturday, or there's going to be some temper tantrums. But they won, so that's good. I've got a great food giveaway update for you. By the way, Megan says thank you to Don O, who sent some over via the Amazon wish list. You're very kind. Did get some action yesterday. Thank you to Jim Barry, who is a huge Michigan fan. I wonder how he feels about this. I think he used to work for the school years ago. Thank you to Paul H., Dr. Jim, Ray A. You all are awesome. As we speak, we are at $4,419.07. That puts us at $1,158.68 away from the goal to pay for 225 Christmas meals for Great Food Giveaway number 6 coming up on Tuesday, December 23. I talked to Mike Ball yesterday. We will pay for the food not this weekend, but next weekend. That means we've got just over a week to hit our goal. I'm hopeful that by the end of the day today, we can be under $1,000. So I'm setting that goal at a micro goal of $158.68 for today, so that we can get into the stretch run and knock out the last 1,000 as we start the weekend tomorrow. A number of the folks that are here in the live stream got after it early, and I appreciate you so much for that. So I've been directing my speaking about this to folks who listen on the audio podcast. If you listen to the show, please consider dropping a few coins into our virtual hat passing. As always, the links are available in the show notes of the audio podcast. They're very easy to access. Just go there and click on them. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. I am including it again in the live stream for you. If you haven't done so, or if you're like, hey, you know what? I got a little extra cash. It's always a struggle for me to talk about this, but it's very important. It's a grassroots campaign, and we're very, very appreciative. 100% powered by the audience. So thank you so much. I also included the link to the Amazon wish list for feminine hygiene products. It'll all be given away on the 23rd, as I said. We've got 37 of 150 of the panty liners, 33 of 150 of the thick maxis, 28 of the 150 of more maxis, 20 of 200 of the tamps, 6 of the 50 of period cups. There you go. There is the link for you in the chat. And if you want to show up December 23rd, we start staging all these products and the food coming up at about 1 p.m. on Tuesday, December 23rd. Ben Glaze and I will be back at it for another edition of a Big Fraud Show. That'll be Friday night. Big Fraud Friday will be happening with show number 80 live of Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast after that. Brancho says, related, my wife does not think it's funny when I call them tamps. She doesn't think it's funny. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. You're just shortening a word, right? I don't understand that. I mean, if you refer to him as like Dracula's tea bag, maybe, but that is funny, though. All right. For those of you that are enjoying the show on Kick, YouTube, and what else? Facebook. I'm going to kick you out. Thank you so much for checking out the show, but I'm encouraging you to head over to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live to get the rest of it. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Thank you so much. Send me an email if you want. Eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Shoreliners Striping found online at shorelinersstriping.com. And then, of course, the Patreon. You can sign up for 7 days free anytime you want at patreon.com/Eric Zane. All right. They are gone. Okay, let's move on. Actually, I want to get into this. UM coach Sherrone Moore has illicit affair with staffer, allegedly pays for her abortion. I wonder if a Michigan fan who's anti-abortion, I think what Michigan fan is going to do is just make Sherrone the enemy. All right? And just because, the school is bigger than any one person, According to Mistress's LinkedIn page, she was promoted to her current role as executive assistant to the head coach in February of 2024. I think we can figure out what's going on there. Shortly after Moore took over the U of M program. Michigan sources believe the affair resulted in a pregnancy, which was ultimately terminated through an abortion procedure paid for by Moore. The extramarital relationship is similar to the one which derailed Bobby Petrino's tenure at Arkansas in 2012. Petrino engaged in an improper relationship with a direct subordinate on the Razorback staff, and the university cited the affair when terminating his contract for cause. They actually have the moral turpitude clause in his contract available to look at. The university has the right to terminate the employment of the head coach for cause in the event of any of the following. And then it lists A, B, C, and D. Boy, I don't want to get into the legal speak of it, but somebody actually has the contract. Michigan officials have known about the affair for months. According to multiple sources, this may create difficulty in terminating Moore's contract for cause, as Moore would likely challenge why action was not taken against him sooner. I remember when I saw an article that said that when Sherrone Moore, this is going to be a punchline forever, when Sherrone Moore was hired, his initial press conference was something about, I coach hard, but I love harder. Ugh. I wonder whatever happened to Mel Tucker, because he was married too. Is Mel Tucker still married? No. She filed for divorce shortly thereafter. All right, well, I think that those two should do a podcast or a buddy cop movie, Tucker and Sherrone. Rebecca says he took love harder to the extreme. I wish I had more info on this. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I've got a whole lot more, including Kyle Rittenhouse got married. Rich says the school didn't care about the affair. He was fired for the assault, allegedly. Maybe. I don't know. We shall see. But you can be fired for the relationship. That's for damn sure. Michigan likes to hold themselves to a pretty high standard. I think they have a zero tolerance policy towards anything like that. So I don't know if what you're saying is accurate. I'll be right back. All right, I don't know how the hell this one happened. But I just stumbled upon the story about the guy who, despite having rabies, they harvested his organs and gave them away to people, despite the fact that they were basically giving away rabies organs. Some dude had a kitten in Idaho, and a rabid skunk came walking up and attacked the guy. While getting away, he noticed that there was a little scratch on his leg, but he was like, I don't know what that was from. I'm pretty sure I did not. I was not injured, but that actually was enough to make it so that the rabies in the skunk wound up in the dude. That's remarkable to me that someone with a kitten and then the skunk, the rabid skunk, comes running up to him. I mean, I would run away unless if the skunk, tracked him down. So I'm not sure. Whatever. So the skunk approached the donor, and this happened not the most recent October, but the one before that. So a year and 2 months ago. Skunk approached the donor as he held the kitten in an outbuilding on his rural property. During the encounter that rendered the skunk unconscious, the donor sustained a shin scratch that bled, but he did not think he had been bitten. According to the family, the donor attributed the skunk's behavior to predatory aggression toward the kitten, which is stupid to think, you know. I mean, that would be the first thing that you would think, that it's wacko. It's got rabies. In the following 5 weeks, the donor, so he doesn't even get checked or anything. This idiot. But then, you know, the rabies starts to show symptoms inside of him. The donor begins experiencing hallucinations, trouble swallowing, difficulty walking, and a stiff neck, all signs of rabies. 2 days later, he's found unresponsive at his home after having a heart attack. He was revived at a hospital, but he was declared brain dead and removed from life support. Typically, I think you should, I don't know. What I know about the donor program is definitely not expert level, but I know a little bit about it, obviously. And the protocols that are in place. Oh, stand by. It's Greg Henson. Greg Henson, you're live on the podcast.
Oh, I wondered if you were podcasting.
Yeah, I wrote that, you dick.
No, you wrote, call me, bitch.
Yeah, but read the one before it.
No, I don't want to.
Are you eating a bagel or something?
Oh, it's a granola bar.
Yeah, real pro.
Well, I didn't know I was on the pod.
Well, you're on the podcast.
What's up?
Did your sources, aren't you pals with John U. Bacon?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know about Sherrone more weeks ago?
I thought it was bullshit. Somebody told me about it. I was like, yeah, right. Give me a break. I thought it was bullshit.
Yeah. This is, what a sequence of events, though.
What a great day for Michigan football.
Now, you are a massive Michigan fan, and you claim to know more than anybody about Michigan football.
No, I don't. I know a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, you could have just gone with it.
But I do know more than anyone, except maybe Bacon.
Okay.
So Michigan football got better yesterday.
Yeah, I was talking about that. This is going to turn out great for them because I don't know if everybody was sold on that guy as a coach.
No, he should have never got that job. I've been saying it since the day he was hired. Everyone called me a racist. They did. Sherrone Moore's a nice guy, but he's a terrible football coach, and now doesn't appear to be a stellar human being.
Wow, think about it. All in one day, not only losing the job, losing the reputation, millions of dollars,
yep,
more than likely the wife, and freedom, and kids, and freedom. All that's I'd want to unalive myself too.
You know what's funny though? I'm surprised more people who get into these scandals don't do what he did. Because think about where he was last night after all this. He went from in 24, like they let him hire a coach this week.
Right.
They were not planning to fire him. And then apparently at 8 o'clock in the morning, the girl came through with proof she had an affair with him.
Oh, my God.
I know. I mean, so he's rock bottom, man. What's he got to lose? I'm surprised more people who do stupid shit like this don't kill themselves.
It really remarkable. Unbelievable.
It's the 30 for 30 on this thing is going to be balls.
I was weighing the two incidents between Mel Tucker and this, and we've a lot of people are agreeing that the initial incident of Mel Tucker pounding his pud while sexual assault victim is on the phone.
Yeah,
that was probably that one moment was historically awful. Probably worse than the actual affair that Moore had. But the aftermath of Moore is worse.
Yeah, what did he do? He held a knife to his throat, said he's going to kill himself and the girl, threatened to kill his wife. No, threatened to kill himself in front of his wife, and then threatened to kill himself and the side piece.
Yeah, that's the and where there's smoke, there's fire. I tend to believe those things when people write them.
Which ones? The rumors?
Yeah, the ones like the one you just talked about. I do believe that actually happened.
I do too, and it's funny because whenever the message boards start talking, 9 times out of 10, there's something there.
Yeah, I remember a couple weeks ago, like you just said, you heard it. I talked about it here, but I was like, it was all like on the far corners of the internet,
Right.
But
right.
somebody was
no
talking.
Way. And I thought personally, who's stupid enough to do that?
Mel Tucker.
And Sherrone Moore.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so does Michigan get, what's that guy's name from LSU? Brian Kelly.
No chance. They won't even talk to him.
What do you think? Do you think it's Biff? Is it Biff Poggi? Are they going to keep that guy around? What do you think?
Poggi? No, just for the bowl game. I think they're going to make a run at Kalen DeBoer from Alabama, who doesn't like Alabama, doesn't want to be in the South. It's a bad fit. They wanted him fired 6 weeks ago. Now he's in the playoff. The hot rumor is that's a verbally done deal. They just got to wait till Bama's out of the playoff.
All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.